Good morning, boomers. The voice of the blockchain here, Satoshi's big cousin, cryptography's finest, Champagne Crypto. Thanks for tuning in. Guys, today we're talking about crypto user base doubling despite this Bitcoin winter, this Arctic blast that we're experiencing out there. We are bundled up and staying warm as the rest of the boomers tune in to this live broadcast. Good morning, ABC, Lee Banky, Rafterman, Lucian Bobak, Crypto Stacks. The boomers are congregating. We're just getting things started here, preheating the crypto oven 450 and beyond. Make sure you're touching the buttons for me, guys. Like, subscribe, post notification bell, the ding ding. Stay tuned in to the good crypto word that we spread here daily. Indeed. So there's some positive news out there. User base swelling despite this market meltdown. Doubled users out there. And then why Bitcoin is not in a death spiral according to Andreas Antonopoulos out there. Shout out to Derek McLean, Crypto Stacks, Lee Banky, Revolutionists. I see all the boomers congregating. Champagne can't stop, won't stop. Hashtag bad boy for the crypto fam out there. We won't stop out here, even during this cold Arctic blast. We got the firewood here burning hot, and we're staying warm. We're staying warm out here, boomers. Things may dip, dive, and slide, but we're here for the long gunner out there, for all my snipers out in the field. I see all you maniacs. Make sure you're touching the buttons for me. I see the live stream health teetering back from yellow to green, so bear with me. We're rocking it here. We're going to be rocking with the voice until I figure out this screen share. I don't think most of you guys are missing the screen share, but I'm going to get it done sooner than later. Queens races in the building. Good morning, champ. Don't got my headphones on, so it's going to be hard to hear you while I drive. It's all good. It's all good. We're out here, Queens. Just turn up the volume, and we'll be booming worldwide. Shout out to Bay Comedy. Shout out to Dolphin 134 and the rest of the boomers out there. I see you guys. Indeed. Let's check out the coin market caps, see how healthy or ill today's mathematics are looking. Seems about the same. Let me go over coin market cap over here. Current market cap at 109 billion. We slipped a few billion overnight. Bitcoin dominance has also decreased to 54.9 slightly. Bitcoin currently at 34.38. There's a lot of red today. I don't see any green today, so things are a little lower than they were yesterday. Ripple, trash bag, smells like central banking at 30 cents. Ethereum at $91. Stellar maintaining its number 4 spot at 11 cents. We got Tether at $1 flat. EOS at 198. Bitcoin Cash at 97.84. Bitcoin Satoshi Vision at $85. Litecoin. Let there be light. It's at 24.22. Tron holding its ground there at 1 cent. Tron, I'm telling you, Tron is looking good nowadays. I'm not a Tron bag holder, but it's definitely looking attractive. We got Cardano there at 3 cents. Monero at $43. Binance, which is one of the top performing cryptos all year, at $4.87. IOTA at 22 cents. And then NEM, New Energy Markets or Movements. This one's a silent lurker out there at 6 cents. Shout out to Derek McLean. Shout out to Cliff Martin. I enjoy the screen share, but you're keeping it 100 in the meantime. Yeah, I mean, I'll tell you. I mean, I tried it a few times to fix it, and I couldn't find a way to fix the screen share, so I've kind of been sleeping on it out there, Cliff. What I'm going to do is just delete the program and reinstall it. I'm going to tell you that, and then I'm going to have to go ahead and redo, all these little animations over again. So I'm kind of being lazy. I'm not going to be, for lack of a better word, I'm going to keep it 1,000. I just have other things to do. And I need to get to this sooner than later, but it's all good. Cliff says top 50 companies investing in cryptos worth several trillion. Cryptos at 100 million. 100 billion, he says. Indeed. So that's what it is. The market's there at 109 billion today. I see things that they could go lower to 100, but it seems like we're somewhat finding a bottom here for at least December during this Bitcoin Arctic blast out there. ABC says 100 billion, Cliff, but way too small. Indeed. So let's check out these articles out of Cambridge Analytica. Some research is saying that the user base has doubled. So cryptocurrency user base swells Despite market meltdown, Cambridge University research says, not Cambridge Analytica, that's incorrect. So let me repeat that. Cryptocurrency user base swells despite market meltdown, Cambridge University research says. You can see this link down below. It's being reported by Coinbase. You can see data reflects numbers for the first 3 quarters of this year, and you can check out some graphs. And it looks like things have, not exponentially, but moved up substantially is the word out here. Confirming with popular narratives, survey data indicates that the majority of users, both established as well as new entrants, are individuals and not business client, authors of the study say. Individuals can be hobbyists, retail investors, consumers, or seeking a better investment or payment alternative. And we go back to that word, alternative, alternative frequencies, alternative movements. It's a new day, a new era out there. If you're not tuned in to the frequency of why we Crip walk, do it now. Stop being a funny bunny before you get sniped out the box. Indeed. Shout out to ABC, Cliff Martin, Derek McLean, Dolphin 134, Bay Comedy, Queens Races. We got boomer generals here in the population of the chat box. You can see some of the same info is being reported over there on newsbtc.com. I have this link down below as well. It says here, crypto users double amid market meltdown. Is this a sign of recovery, guys? Let me know. Do you think this is a sign of the recovery? Double the users in 2018. With a dump around 87% since January, crypto markets are on the floor, showing no signs of recovery. Many industry observers have predicted further losses, and the mainstream media is gleefully publishing the torrent of FUD, is what they're calling it. But according to a study from the Cambridge Center of Alternative Finance, there goes that word again, alternative finance, the number of verified users of cryptocurrencies has almost doubled in the first 3 quarters of the year, as reported by Bloomberg. The research indicates that the actual figure has climbed from 18 million last year to 35 million users in 2018. In 2016, there was an estimated 5 million cryptocurrency users. Okay, the study goes on to look at cryptocurrency accounts, claiming that this figure has also jumped from 85 million in 2017 to 139 million this year. The signs are positive for an eventual market recovery, as increased users will lead to greater adoption, which in turn will boost digital token prices. I'm reading here from newsbtc.com. This is an article posted by Martin Young. If you'd like to read it in its entirety, I suggest you go ahead and click down below. It was suggested that most users are speculators or long-term investors, hodling or holding whatever they have accumulating, as selling in current conditions will lead to heavy losses for the majority. And here's the same quote, confirming with popular narratives, survey data indicates that the majority of users, both established as well as new entrants, are individuals and not business clients. Individuals can be hobbyists, retail investors, consumers, or users seeking a better investment or payment alternative. The study said before, adding growth rates were at the highest in 2017, and the number of new user accounts as well as ID verified users continues to rapidly grow in 2018 as well. So despite things going down, Cambridge is saying more people are coming into the game out there. It's just that they're not using the coins. They're just holding them. So, you know, it seems like they're just holding the bag. This hodl meme has taken things far. The Revolutionist says, I kind of lost your... Okay, he says, Charles Hoskinson from Cardano said that the SEC will be coming for crypto market and many coins will be crushed by the SEC. And Charles said that Cardano will not be affected, but EOS could be shaken out there. Yeah, I mean, you know, we could see EOS being a competitor to Cardano, and, you know, they need to go for the top spot. So, you know, that could be propaganda, could be FUD, it could be true, it could be not. I'm reminded of what Elon Musk recently said, that he doesn't respect the SEC, which is funny to hear out there. ABC says, nice. Revolutionist says, still loving this kind of sideways market, stacking that Cardano high, sky high. Indeed, the revolutionist, the Cardano general out there. CryptoZilla says the U.S. SEC will go after the projects they can get their hands on, says CryptoZilla. ABC says that's why I'm in here in a new that's why I'm in a new low cap coin. They're gonna open up to SEC's regulation. Reality sucks. Derek McLean says, has anyone heard of the Grin project? Never heard of that one. Me personally, Derek, I haven't heard of that. McLovin's here. How you doing, McLovin? What's up, everyone? McLovin's checking in there from Vegas. D-Rock says, I don't believe anything I read about the SEC or what's happen when back comes out, or what's going to happen when back comes out. Good salesmen out there on their products. If it's usable, it will be here growing. Yeah, I think, the SEC stuff out there, guys, I'm not focused on them. You can't hinge your entire life on the SEC. This is a global market, and I think it's bigger than what the SEC can handle right now. We talked about that bounty that the U.S. government, if I'm not mistaken, is placing on Monero and Stellar coins. If someone could figure out the privacy networks out there, it shows that, they don't have everything on lock. And, perhaps they're running an outdated model. And what's funny to me is that, if I'm not mistaken, I think the SEC said something about not trying to impede the markets from growing or, getting in the way. But it seems like they may be getting in the way. So I don't know. I've seen some conflicting information out there. So that's what it is. Queen says, I lost your... Queen says, ADA is so cheap. Every time I look at it, I want to buy more, trying to get my castle next to the general. Indeed. Shout out to Queens out there. Nice to see you, champ, says Wonug No Made. I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing that, but I've seen you before. Welcome back. Cliff Martin says, haha, I forgot about back. We forgot about it. I'm not talking about it. I don't care about it. It is what it is. Cardano propagandists doing their work, says ABC. Revolutionists, I would say, he's actually the real deal here when it comes to Cardano. I'm sure he is okay with the Cardano positive propaganda out there, but he's here every day pushing it, so it's all good out there. Rafterman says these millions of extra people in will allow the next parabolic rise to happen with less bottlenecks. Hopefully so, Rafterman. Hopefully so. D-Rock says this is our market. We set the tone. And indeed, I think that we have up until the funny bunny got into the game there in December and then caused the market to crash. And then, that's when people started thinking about the big regulators, the big banks. But you're right. This is our market, and we need to set the tone. We got to forget about these guys and keep handling things how we handle. Focus on the privacy coins, focus on the decentralized exchanges, and focus on things that are not poisoning crypto. We talked about futures perhaps poisoning crypto yesterday. Stay away from the poison out there. Short-term bullish, mid-term, long-term bearish, bottom coming in 2019, says HODL Crypto. We're opposite than that. Well, at least myself, HODL Crypto. Short-term bearish, mid to long-term bullish. Bottom coming in 2019. I can see things, for short term, in 2019, Q1, Q2, things could go lower. But for the mid to long term, things like next year or two years from now, 2020, I think it's bullish if you ask me. Cliff Martin says, I like the collaboration of IOHK and Ethereum Classic, the true Ethereum chain. We know that Charles Hoskinson, who is the head of IOHK, if I'm not mistaken, and Cardano, he was on the original Ethereum board, and he disagreed with Vitalik and them reversing the transactions when the DOA hack occurred, and thus spawning Ethereum Classic. So I do like the ethos out there. I do like the ethos. I like the collaboration. I agree with you, Cliff. More coins setting up postbox abroad, trying to avoid the SEC, says ABC XYZ. And that's what it is. I mean, if the SEC keeps acting funny bunny and trying to get in the way, we're going to lose business here in the Western world, in the United States, and things will go elsewhere. Okay, so they're gonna have to compete sooner than later. Revolutionist says, yeah, Cliff, I think Ethereum Classic is better than ETH. You may be right. You may be right. I'm an ETH holder personally, but ETH Classic is not looking bad at all. I like it. Wonug Snowmaid says markets are not crashing. It's just a big Christmas sale orchestrated by Santa. Hopefully, cheap alts for everyone. Now, when it comes to the alts, you may be right. It's cheap coins, cheap alts for everybody, but I don't know if the majority of these alts are going to survive. I said this during my Crypto Winter Survival Tips broadcast that you know, I think that majority are going to crash and burn. You know, it's only going to be a few good men to rise out of the ashes like a phoenix. 5 years from now, BTC will be huge, says Derek. It's going to be a nice, slow bull market that slowly fills our bags. And I could believe that, Derek. I definitely, I'm with you on that one. CryptoZilla says it's a meltdown for the normies because they only woke up late last year and they bought into loose most of their value. And that's right. You know, most of the Bitcoin non-believers right now are those that got in, you know, somewhere around 10,000 or, you know, more than 10,000 even. And they're probably feeling some type of way. Now, if you've been following the bits for some time, like true crypto maniac soldier boomers, okay, and you've seen this thing rise from pennies on the dollars to where it is right now, you understand that this thing has been moving exponentially faster than the dollar or anything else out there, any other commodity that we've seen. So, you know, this thing is still looking healthier than ever. So looking like a boomer out there. It's just that I think we got sideswiped here with this sudden boom and bust. But, you know, even where we're at right now in the 3K range, and even if we drop down in the 2K range compared to where things were just a few years ago, it's still a nice rise. Shout out to Namacon. I see you. CryptoZilla says a number of alts that have their runway funds shrinking up are going to die. I do agree with that. Yeah, I think not all the alts are going to survive out there. So, you know, the majority of these coins are going to go down. And I mentioned that the coin market cap currencies have dropped as far as the listing. There were over 2,100 not too long ago, just a few weeks ago. And now we're seeing 2,070, which is one coin extra than I saw yesterday. I saw 2,069 listed yesterday. So there's a new funny bunny that entered the race. And it's all good. I'll take 5 years to keep stacking, says Queens Races. Now, listen, I don't even think it's going to be 5 years. I think as we approach the halvening there at 2020, so this is a year and a half, 2 years, I think we will see things switch to the positive. Now, again, that's my personal opinion. Don't take my word for it. Do your own research and be your own man. Champagne's not your crypto daddy. Kaboom! Out there, the Rafter Man with his daily $2 out there. He says, Champ, your energy makes my day. Keep up the fire. Thank you, Rafter Man. I appreciate your daily too. It does keep me burning this fire out here, burning the firewood out there. You know, indeed, we burn the fiat and we hodl the bits. So, you know, metaphorically, we're literally burning these $2 and all the super chats that are being thrown at us so that we can hodl the bits out there and continue to feed baby Champ. I appreciate you, Rafter Man. And for all those listening out here, Champagne's still with the positive energy. A lot of the YouTubers, they went offline. It's doom and gloom out there. But we're focused on self-improvement, sharpening our blade out here for 2019 and beyond, looking like 300 Crypto Spartans, looking like Larry Wheels out there. If you're not tuned in to Mr. Wheels out there, a young 21-year-old power builder out there, tune in. I'll make sure you guys are lifting heavier weights, becoming a stronger man, eating right, and hodling your correct coins out there. I don't want any funny bunny Vitalik looking boomers in the chat box out there. Derek McLean says, Champ, after that all-time high in 2013, Bitcoin was 1K, then it went to 20K in 5 years. 5 more years from 20K is 600K, says Derek McLean. I would like to see that, you know. I'm just trying to get over that 20K hurdle, Derek, so rock with me. If we could see things over 20K sooner than later, even in a year and a half, that would be sexy, if you ask me. D-Rock says, these alts and ICOs are eventually getting shaken out. Look at projects and coins that have a good use right now, not projections right now. I tend to agree with you, Derek. I think you got a point out there. CryptoZilla says, but it's all about shoring up power and control, starve out all they can to take over. It's how the big boys play. Yeah, I agree with that. It seems like they're trying to shake out as many funny bunny hands as possible. As many baby bear cubs they're trying to snipe out the box. We'll continue to watch them drop and fall out there. Many soldiers have been killed in action on the field out there. Our condolences to the funny bunnies and the baby bear cubs. We feel for you. But that's what it is out there. If you're not willing to step on a landmine, lose a limb out there, you're not a cryptomaniac boomer ready to boom with the best of them out there. I'll stick with the 10 top cryptos mostly, says Cliff. I don't count USD, Bitcoin, Cash or Satoshi Vision. He got a couple long-range gunners in the 100s and 300s. Shout out to Cliff. I like your mentality out there. McLovin's asking, Champagne, what do you think of Dash? Been looking at it. I like Dash. I think that Dash is a, somewhat of a first mover as far as its hybrid system, proof of work and proof of stake. And if I'm not mistaken, I think that they're promoting Dash heavily in Venezuela right now, which is looking bad out there as far as the economy. So perhaps, they could benefit from the use of Dash. I haven't been tuned in personally, but I have nothing bad to say about Dash. If you like Dash, I would invite you also to check out Pivx, which is like Dash's cousin out there. Very similar model, and you can check both out. Kaboom, good morning to Original Copy, another high-ranking official out there. Let me drop it off. Good morning, Copy. Cliff Martin, which coins you looking at in the $300 range, or 300 range, excuse me, says Revolutionist. Cryptonomicon says, yo, champ, respect on always staying positive and being in the front lines. No bear or bull. These other YouTubers run for cover as the market gets uglier. Yeah, they get scared out there. They don't know what to do. Some of these YouTubers don't know what to do. And there's a few good YouTubers still out there. I'm not trying to knock all of them. We got to, treat them as brothers as well. If you're still a YouTuber, still rocking with the best of them, I respect you out there. So it is what it is. Dash made me 100K on God, says Cryptonomicon. There you go. Okay, so McLovin may want to talk to Nomicon about Dash then. Impatient Potatoes here. I see you. Derek says, what did I miss? I just lost Wi-Fi. Not much, not much. We're still here. McLovin says they have a 51% protection with their chain locks when it comes to Dash. Okay, I didn't know about that. Kaboom to Queens races. With the $2 there in the population, Queens is showing love out there. I appreciate you, Queens, racing out there with the Civic. He says, what stops people from switching from Bitcoin to Litecoin? And, I don't have that direct answer from you, but, off the top, I would say that, Bitcoin just got that brand name. Bitcoin's got that brand name. A lot of people know the bits. And that's what it is. And Litecoin was never created to compete directly with the bits. It's more of a complement. Gold, silver to Bitcoin's gold is what Charlie Lee says. For the long run, I'm still holding the stinky Litecoin bag because I seem to believe in it out there. So that's what it is. Digital Gold on YouTube showed his operation being shut down, and it really sucks to see someone who put so much into a nice private-owned mining operation. Yeah, I've heard about something like that as far as the mining operations being shut down or whatnot. I just haven't been following it directly, but that kind of segues into what I was going to talk about next here on ccn.com. It says why Bitcoin is not in a death spiral, according to Andreas Antonopoulos. So let's talk about that. Antonopoulos says part of the reason that's unlikely to happen is that miners have a much more long-term perspective, meaning that they have existing investments in equipment and they usually purchase electricity on long-term plans. They don't pay it by the week. And therefore, if they have to wait to become profitable another 3 months and they have the equipment in place, they're not turning it off, says Antonopoulos here on this article linked down below, ccn.com. So that's what it is. So he says not all the miners are turning off. This article says, as such, miners naturally seek for mid to long-term results and profits rather than short-term. So if the hash power of Bitcoin drops and it becomes less profitable to mine the asset as its price falls, miners are likely continue to operate their facilities until the asset recovers in value and mining becomes profitable once again. So not all the miners are shutting down. So over the past 2 months, the hash rate of Bitcoin has dropped from about 50 exahash to around 37 exahash. However, since January of 2018, the hash rate of the blockchain network increased from 12 exahash to 37 exahash. And on a yearly basis, the hash power of the network has increased more than threefold out there. So, don't focus on the negative news out there. There's always a positive spin out there. Derek says LTC is a shit coin to him. No store of value, no smart contract is useless. Okay, I respect that. I tend to somewhat disagree, but it's definitely smelling stinky right now. So that's what it is. Cryptonomicon says, yes, an inverse death spiral. LOL. Cryptozilla says it shows you what is really happening and the big boys are completely happy doing this to the little guys. That's true. The big boys, I don't think they're going away as far as the mining, at least. Just bought. I lost that. What did he say? So many comments coming in that I lost my place out there. Let me see if I can go back here. Hans says Litecoin is a blue chip coin. It's safety. And then Marlon Jones says he just bought a 5,000 DGTX tokens and they want 300 DGTX as a withdrawal fee. I don't know about that, what DGTX is. Dolphin 134 says blue chip coins, Ethereum classic for me. I think this is the time of the blue chips. You know, I'm not crazy about the baby bear altcoins, although you may find a gem out there. I know Marlon's been looking for the gems out there, looking for the small altcoins, and he's been experimenting. You know, I appreciate that. You know, someone's got to do it. Dolphin 134 says the blue chip coins are for him. Glyph Martin says, I still hold Litecoin because of the strength and robustness of the chain in response to Derek. There you go. So I'm kind of more on Cliff's side out there, you know, but, you know, maybe Derek has a point. You know, definitely, though, Litecoin right now smells stinky. But, you know, I still have some sort of a belief in it. Queen's Racist says, original copy. If you check my page, you'll probably know where we run a lot of people on my run on the Bayside Marina. So he's talking about the races out there. Shout out to Queens. Guys, if you want to check out some street races, Queens is covering it there on his YouTube channel. And Copy says, sweet, I'll give you a follow. Maybe one of these days I'll swing by. So Copy must be out in New York City as well. If you're out there in the Big Apple, you may want to check out those races out there in the physical form out there somewhere by Bayside Marina, according to Queens. Marlon says, ridiculous. To boot, they now require you to whitelist your withdrawal address, and they take 48 hours. I think that's a small baby bear coin that I'm probably not interested, but thanks for letting us know. Hans says, when Bitcoin reaches 20K again, more people will be attracted to the lower price Litecoin. And I think you're right. I think you're right on that one, Hans. Hopefully. Pepe El Toro is here in the box. Good morning to Pepe. Marlon Jones says, the scammiest of all exchanges. He's talking about HIT BTC exchange should be called shit BTC. Yeah, I mean, I had used HIT BTC once before, but then I, you know, kept hearing bad things about it. I haven't been burned on it or had any problems personally, but I stopped linking to it, and I'm not really focused on it because I have gotten, you know, I've seen bad feedback there on the web. So, you know, we focus on the boomers and remove the doomers out there. Shout out to Mike. He says, sup, Kaboom Master. Shout out to Mike. Let me throw you a Kaboom as well. Derek McLean says, LTC is not a blue chip. Charlie Lee is literally riding Bitcoin coattail. That's why Lee is trying to make the comparison of Bitcoin to gold and Litecoin to silver. You know, you got a valid point. I seem to somewhat disagree with you, but I respect your opinion. I think there's some validity in what you say there, Derek. I think only time will tell. Marlon says, champ, the fees are crazy. I think you're talking about HIT BTC. So if you guys are using it or thinking about it, according to Marlon, those fees out there are no good. Try Beer says, never had a problem with HIT BTC. So there you have some opposing views. There you go. Pepe El Toro says, you know what's crazy? I know some people that bought Bitcoin at 15,000. Now it's below 4,000. Yeah. You know, there's plenty of them out there. There's plenty of it out there. I think once things went over 10K, a lot of the normies out there. And for people that I personally know, maybe a few young ones out there that, you know, had been listening for a while, and then, you know, they got the FOMO after things hit 10K, and they jumped in at 12, 13, maybe some even at 15, and now they're feeling some type of way. But, you know, if you had been tuned in and listening for a while, we've been covering the bits since at least it was like 1,000 or 2,000. Somewhere around there is when the channel started really picking up steam. I would say around 2,000, maybe 2,500. And me personally, if you know my story, I've been in since before. Charlie Lease is Satoshi, says Chris Smith. Some people have said that. I'm not sure if that's true or not. But you know what? Who's not Satoshi? Craig Wright. Champ, everybody says Litecoin is the same exact copy of Bitcoin, and we all know it's faster. Surprises nobody ever made it a medium of exchange. Let's see. Let's see what happens with Litecoin. One thing I do note about Litecoin is when you ask people about which one is the altcoin that, you know, that they believe to be the one that's going to stay around. Although a lot of people are not sexy about Litecoin, a lot of people mention it if you ask that question. So I don't know. CryptoZilla says Trace Mayer is trying to make January 3rd the verify your keys day by telling everyone to withdraw from exchanges to see if they actually have the crypto to handle the withdrawals. Okay, there you go. Looks like, you know, Do they actually have the crypto to handle the withdrawals? That's a good one. Listen, guys, if you're holding your bags in an exchange, don't do that. Okay, immediately take it off now. At any time, these exchanges could go boom and bust. Okay, you want to make sure you hold the bag. If you want to keep your money in some other man's hands, then go to the bank and do it old school style. Okay, and let another man handle your bag. If you're a crip walker looking to the future out there, don't let another man handle your value. Take control of your private keys right now. Don't leave it in the exchange. Kaboom. And there you go. Marlon takes issue with these withdrawal fees. He's all for decentralized exchanges all the way. And I think that as more people start seeing the flaws within these centralized exchanges and the funny bunny, that they're not too much different than a bank, more people are going to be attracted to decentralized exchanges. We've talked about these. I think it's one of the top 5 blockchain industries that's going to boom in the future. If you want more of that information, check out the video I have linked down below. Shout out to Dolphin134. Shout out to McLovin. He says, is Litecoin going to help people on board to Lightning Network? I don't know. And, you know, all these things about the Lightning Network sound, you know, promising as far as, you know, speed and lowering costs or whatnot. But I don't seem to be attracted to off-chain solutions. It seems like there could be some funny bunny there. But I need to research more. Pepe says the founder of Bitcoin is an artificial intelligence built by a small group, and I've heard that theory out there, Pepe. No one knows. I've also heard that it could be, you know, the AI. I've heard it could be aliens. I've heard it could be deep state. I've heard all kinds of things out there. So, you know, nobody really knows. Tribeer says when the creator of a crypto sells all of his creation, and I lost the comment. Let me scroll back up. When the creator of a crypto sells all of his creation, that's a red flag for me. And you're absolutely right there, Tribeard. And, you know, it was a red flag for Champagne as well. And I criticized Charlie Lee, and I couldn't believe that the captain of the ship was jumping off the ship. But, you know, somehow I still held on, and, I made a mistake. You know, Champagne made a mistake. You can't always be right by holding the Litecoin there after he dumped the bag when it was over 300 back in December. So I agree with you, Tribeard. I agree with you. Marlon says, yeah, these bastards at HitBTC hit you with a hammer if you try to withdraw. Marlon's feeling some type of way this morning with HitBTC. All right. Wo Nung Snowmaid says, I'm very bullish on alts that had some successful ICOs such as Icon. Korean projects have huge potential. I know there's more adoption in Korea when it comes to crypto than other places. And I've heard nothing but good things when it comes to Icon. I've covered it in the past, the Korean Ethereum out there. So we'll keep an eye on it. Chris Smith says, decentralized exchanges are great, but currently have no liquidity. And that's the hurdle that needs to be crossed out there, Chris. You're right. I think as time progresses, that can change. If all exchanges use Litecoin as a trading pair, what do you think will happen? I think Ethereum being a trading pair is why it's relevant. Litecoin could be the alternative, says D-Rock. D-Rock, I seem to agree with you, and I think that's most of the comments that you've been making these past couple of weeks are on par with how I'm thinking. I definitely agree with a lot of the comments you've been saying out there, D-Rock. You know, if Litecoin had more pairs, maybe you would even surpass, you know, some of the other coins that we see above it. So you got a point. Alts are risky right now, but they have also the biggest potential, says Wogan Snowmaid. Yeah, but there's so many alts. Which one have the potential? We do expect the majority of the alts to boom and bust. So, you know, it's kind of like you're trying to play the lottery out there. Derek McLean says Charlie Lee dumped his bags while CZ from Binance is 99% in Binance. That shows you the difference. Big fact. We know that Derek is a bull when it comes to Binance, and it's been performing well. So shout out to Derek. Stop using the centralized exchange con scam, says Marlon. And, you know, that's, you know, the opposite of, you know, of Binance. Binance is a centralized exchange. So at any moment, you know, if there's a problem, things could boom and bust there. But it seems like they've been running that ship pretty well. And I don't have anything bad to say about Binance, although I'm not necessarily attracted to centralized coins. But I do see it that it's performing out there. So shout out to Derek. Champ, a lot of people are talking about January 3rd, but honestly, everybody should hold on to their own keys. Okay. That January 3rd, they're trying to make it, withdraw from your central exchange day or whatnot. And, I'm not holding anything in the centralized exchanges. So that's what it is. Now, a question I do have out there for the Cardano holders. How are you holding the Cardanos? The dataless wallet working at least to hold your coins, or do you have to hold it in a centralized exchange? Because I don't like that. Perhaps maybe Revolutionist, if he's still tuned in, he could let us know out there. Marlon says, Crypto Bridge and BitShares all the way. I'm using them more and more. Fees are pennies, and those pennies are shared with the exchange token holders. Now, let me tell you, when it comes to BitShares, I'm a lifetime member. I got a link down below if you're interested in joining the decentralized exchange. BitShares is one of my favorite DEXs out there, and it works pretty well out there. So I would, I co-sign it. I like it. I've never had a problem with out there. And then I think Crypto Bridge is running on top of the BitShares blockchain, if I'm not mistaken. I've done videos on Crypto Bridge as well, another DEX exchange, so you may want to check that out. Thanks for letting us know about that and reminding us about that, Marlon. Shout out to you. The liquidity issues with the DEX is the fault of the crypto community. We run to crypto daddies, Binance, Coinbase, instead of using DEXs. And that's why I keep talking about the DEXs out there. I think, these things like falling back on centralized exchanges, on stable coins, shorting Bitcoin, these things are poisonous to the long term of crypto. If you're a real crypto maniac boomer and you want this to work for the long term, then you're going to have to start taking some responsibility and think of alternatives. Me personally, it's not all about profit. It's about the alternative system out there that could be beneficial for the long term out there. So, that's the way I'm crip walking. And if, you want to tune in more into the manifesto, check out the video that we have linked down below. Copy says, powerful BitShares. He says he's very bullish on that. He'll post a chart after the stream. I'm not sure if you talk about your charts there on YouTube as well, Copy, but I know Copy's over there on TradingView doing some posts, doing some chart analysis out there. So you guys may want to check out Copy. I know he dropped some links out there, and I got to physically look for them because they get flagged. I got to approve them because most of the time people have funny bunny links, and I know that's not the case with Copy. Copy's not spamming out there. He's sharing some good information. I appreciate you, Copy. Champ Treasure supports Cardano now. Okay, kaboom to that. Nice. All right, so that's how you can hold the Cardano. Okay, so is the dataless wallet within the Trezor, or how's that working? Copy says, Champ, I definitely need to make a series of videos. Maybe I'll start streaming after you end yours. I encourage you. I mean, if you want to spread the good crypto word, get out there and jump on the tubes. Why not? You never know. Maybe you get more people tuned in. You got to look at it like this. On YouTube, at least, there's a lot more of a potential audience than there is on TradingView. So that's something you may get more hits on YouTube. Now, at the same time, there's a lot more noise on YouTube than there is on TradingView. So you may just want to test it out there, Copy. Also, holler at Marlon. He's been recently making more YouTube videos out there. So that's as well. Amen, Champ. He says, and part of that is making the DEX mainstream. We in the community need to step up our collective game up and start using blockchain apps and DEX. I agree with you all 1,000% on that one, Marlon. That's why I've been talking about DEX for a long time. I've been on the BitShares train for how long now? Very long. Blockchain should be used first and profited second. I tend to agree with you. I mean, listen, everybody wants profit, but most of those people that are focused only on profit still have the mentality of stacking fiat, and they value their wealth in fiat. And that's okay. I mean, most normal people do that, But if you're a crypto maniac, okay, literally a crypto maniac, then you're valuing your wealth in Bitcoin. So you're thinking already into a new frequency. But listen, if you're a normie and you still want to stack fiat, I'm not mad at you. Fiat gets things done right now. And I accept fiat as well. We burn the fiat and hold the coins. CNBC and other trading channels don't show Ripple or EOS. They show the charts for Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Litecoin, says Chris Smith. Although I did see something on CNBC trying to talk about Ripple in a positive light. So I wouldn't be surprised if they start trying to shill that sooner than later. You know, I'm not a believer in that centralized smelling coin. But, you know, it is what it is. You got a point out there. Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Litecoin seem like the blue chippers. ETH better do something quicker than quick because it's losing weight out there. And then Litecoin slipped on the ranking, smelling bad as of late. But I hope that it stays, and that's why I'm holding a little baggy out there. Guys, we've been streaming for about 40 minutes. We got 36 crypto maniacs here in the population of the chat box. I'll take a few more comments and questions before I get out of here. Super chat's open, and that all those funds go to Baby Champagne's Formula Fund. We keep the boomer strong out here, and again, we spend that fiat. We hodl the bits because you know, I don't want to be hodling fiat for a long term. I mean, you know, if you're following the inflation out there, you know, holding bits will get you more product than holding fiat if you look at the charts over the long term. Tron is catching Ethereum, and you may be right. Tron is looking good lately. Tron is looking good lately, Marlon. Derek says, imagine if Jeff Bezos or Steve Jobs dump all their bags like Charlie Lee did. And you're absolutely, you make a point with that. Listen, Charlie Lee dumping his bags was not a good thing. And if you've been tuned in to Champagne, I have a video out there where I go hard on him, okay? And I don't hold back, okay? But, you know, at the end of the day, you know, I'm kind of retracted from, you know, taking shots at Charlie, because at the end of the day, you know, if you're still holding a Litecoin bag, it's your personal responsibility, not Charlie's. So we got to stop blaming and pointing the finger, hoping that somebody else, you know, can hold our bags out there. We got to take responsibility for our own thing out there. Shalom's in the house. He says altcoins are about to get hit hard after the BTC bottoms. They've all been hit hard. I think they've already been hit hard, and they probably even be hit even harder out there, Shalom. Pepe says Charlie Lee knows what's up. Pepe is also asking, what's up with Decentraland? I haven't been checking it lately, but I like Decentraland. A gaming token out there. I've talked about it many times. Mana token. It's looking sexy. I don't know about the price right now and how it's performing, but I like the tech at least, and I think there could be a place for something like that. A virtual world out there. It's down 5% today. It's trading at 5 cents, ranked number 66. Check it out. The gaming industry is another industry that I expect to boom. Check out the video. I got a link down below if you haven't already. 5 blockchain industries that I expect to kaboom. Again, it's only my personal opinion, and I would like for you guys to respond there in the comments and let me know whether you agree, disagree, or not. There you go. D-Rock, I agree with that as well. He says, this is old news as far as Charlie dumping his bags. It was almost a year ago. Litecoin doesn't drive the market. Everything is down. Litecoin is still here. And that's, you got a point there. You got a point there, D-Rock. I like what you've been saying lately. Rafterman says, Charlie is very smart and his own man. Indeed, you know, let him do what he did. I mean, he was honest about it at least. He said, listen, guys, I'm dumping my bags. We're basically at an all-time high. See you later. So, I mean, it is what it is, guys. I'm not going to be blaming Charlie any longer out there. You know, at the end of the day, we need to take responsibility for our own movements. Chris Smith says, I love Decentraland. I bought 13 nice parcels in the first auction. Great. I actually been interested in maybe purchasing a parcel out there, you know, sooner than later. I got to look more into that. So was it easy to do out there? How was your experience, Chris? Cliff says, cryptos are about being decentralized and no leaders, founders, unlike traditional markets who have centralized celebrity founders like Bill Gates or Steve Jobs, Elon Musk, etc. I agree with Cliff. Shout out to Dolphin. D-Rock. Is D-Rock Charlie out there, says Dolphin 134. That would be funny. Pepe El Toro says, I said this before 2019, VR is taking over. Yeah, VR is it's coming. It's coming, and you know, it's gonna be here. People want to be plugged into the matrix. They want to wear the headsets and stuff, and they don't want to be in reality out there. I'm not so much attracted to virtual reality, me personally. I like the physical world. I tell you guys to get out there in the sun, enjoy yourself. They say you should spend at least an hour of your day outside, and I think it's good for your health. But the normies out there, you know, they want to be in the matrix virtual world. So, you know, I see this virtual world increasing in size as time progresses. Joining in late, boomers, sup. Shout out to Bora. I see you out there. D-Rock says, if I had a product and saw a massive wave of newbies buying it, I'd take my profits. Maybe he knew it's all going down, buy back low, and he's back in. You got a point there, D-Rock. Queen says, when Charlie Lee said because of conflict of interest, a lot of people said it was because of partnership with Facebook, AMD, and Amazon. I remember that. Bora is asking ideas on Factum. I noticed Factum was up one of these days. I don't know. I'm not sure if today. I don't have anything to say about it because I don't know anything about it. Shalom says Factum is a shitcoin. I can't verify or deny that because I just don't know, Bora. Chris Smith says, I bought mine in the original land sale. It was fairly easy. He's talking about the Mana parcels there in Decentraland parcels that he bought there with the Mana tokens. Thanks for letting us know, Chris. I've been attracted to that. I may get a little parcel out there. Why not? So hold them gaming altcoins, says Pepe El Toro. Yeah, I mean, there's some that have attracted me. Mana being one, Vibe Hub being another one, I think Wax is another type of gaming token. Those are the three that really stood out to me out there. I know First Blood stood out to me as well, but that one kind of went quiet. Shalom says Bitcoin is going to 80% dominance. Just watch. He says, let's see. Let's see. I mean, I would have expected the dominance of Bitcoin to increase by now. More than it has, it's at 54.8. I would have expected it to be at least 60%. I don't know if it's going to go to 80, but, I would expect it to go higher. Marlon says Vibe is about to go live first quarter 2019. Vibe has some sexy technology. Forget about the token. Just look at the technology. It's pretty sexy. I would invite you guys to check it out. Wax got waxed yesterday by the whale dump. I haven't checked that, but I know it's a gaming type token that allows you to exchange gaming tokens with. I'm not completely up on it, but I know it has something to do with the gaming industry, and it's been there, silently lurking in the top 100. It did get dumped yesterday. It's down 6%. The Revolutionist says, Shalom, I think Bitcoin will fall in dominance. So he disagrees with you. That's all good. That's all good. We don't need to have an echo chamber here. I like when guys have different opinions, just as long as, we're not trolling each other and we're being respectful. It's all good. We don't have to always agree out here, boomers. All coins are trying to be Bitcoin or the better Ethereum. There's a sales pitch for everything. Look for a crypto that's not being sold by a nice guy telling you promises. A used car salesman in this space. Got a good point there. Queen says, Champ, honestly, even if Charlie Lee said sold his bag, I don't believe it. Did anyone see a huge sale or a big amount move from a wallet when he said that? No, when he dumped his bags, things didn't really go down that quickly right after that. But, about a month or two later, everything went down with the market. So you got a point there. Marlon says, yeah, Shalom, but on Blocktivity, Wax is still second most used blockchain. Okay, I didn't know that. Pepe says, Michael Bispin has the new app where you can gamble. He might use crypto. Okay. Cliff Martin says, great convo amongst the boomers today. Indeed, indeed. We've been going a little longer than expected, but it's all good. Shalom says 97% of the projects are going to zero. I don't know if it's that much, but, I said it before, Shalom. I think a lot of projects are going down. We got 2,000 plus projects. I don't think they can all float. How many projects are really going to survive out of the 2,000? Not many. Chris says Charlie sold his bags at the perfect time before the SEC started cracking down its boy security. And you may have a point out there. And on that note, I think I'm going to go ahead and end the broadcast, guys. I want to stay under 50 minutes. I want to keep it about 45. We'll be back tomorrow, so it's all good, guys. Check out all the videos I got linked down below. Check out the self-improvement chat that we do on Fridays. We'll be doing that this Friday as well. And that's what it is out there. Stay booming, stay positive, go to the gym, spend an hour at least outside of your day, get some vitamin D out there and listen to the birds chirp or whatnot. Get some fresh air out there. I know it's cold in a lot of places, but why not? You know, sometimes the cold is good for you. The cold therapy. I was doing research on the Wim Hof method. Maybe we could talk about that during the self-improvement chat there on Friday. It's all good out there. It's all love out here with the crypto brothers. Stay positive out there and don't get detoured there by the negative headlines and some of the fake news that's out there. Shout out to Pepe, Marlon, Queens, Rafterman, Chris, Original Copy, D-Rock, Shalom, and the rest of the kaboomers out there worldwide. I'll catch you guys tomorrow. It's the voice of the blockchain here, Satoshi's biggest cousin, cryptography's finest, Champagne Crypto. Thanks for tuning in.